when they're saying that the world is not evidence, that they're saying we have concluded that the world is independent of God. Okay? So the point is, they have two hurdles here, right? I'm asking simply for clarification of their slogan. And when you ask for a clarification of the slogan, then they run away.
Okay, Adrian, why do you have the rude guy as a mod? He is spoiling your brand. No, hey, geeky gangsta god, Darth Dawkins is my teacher. So when he comes up, I just let him go. I let him do his thing because I learned from him. And
Adrian, I think you should be more forthright and honest. You should tell them that I pay you legally to be rude to people.
And he pays me. And he pays me.
$35 a week so I can be rude to his guests.
Geeky gangsta, I am humble and I am a cool guy because I have more patience than Darth. But Darth has a reason why he's less patient. He's been dealing with you guys for 15 years. And he's been dealing with people dodging his questions and being dishonest all over again. I mean, I don't know what I'll be in 15 years if I'm getting the same treatment from atheists. But I think Darth is justified. Because look at what just happened. He asked the guy a simple question, and the guy was, the first thing that he did was he dodged Darth's question. Why do people keep dodging? You guys have a worldview. Defend your worldview. Why is there no God? Why is there no God? And are you saying the universe is independent of God? And if you say yes, how do you know that? How can you possibly know that? What's the rationale? So, I mean, he's asking very, very simple questions. Let me see. Somebody's requesting up. Let me see who this is. Okay, Reality Checker. Wow, that's a cool name. Reality Checker.
Morning, fellas. Or afternoon, depending on where you're from.
Yeah, it's morning here now in Jamaica. Are you are you an atheist?
Yeah.
Can you tell me why?
Yes. Yeah, you can put me in that category.
Can you tell me why there is no God?
Honestly, I couldn't, because I don't know.
So are you okay? So when you say you're an atheist and you say you don't know,
I don't take the religious history, no matter how old it is and how much we'll say evidence there is, as evidence, really.
Okay, because, so okay.
Because nothing provided through religion has been from anyone else other than from mankind to mankind.
Okay, so very quickly, the Bible secures and reveals a comprehensive model of reality. When you reject the Bible and you deny the Bible, then you are implicitly or explicitly proposing a different model of reality. In your worldview, what is the ultimate unifying single causal principle?
No. So my I'll say my realistic world and the one portrayed through.
Let me finish the question first. Let me finish the question.
Go on, sorry.
In your worldview, it's going to be a very quick question. What is the thing that is identifiable and defensible? That is the ultimate unifying single first causal principle that creates, sustains, and controls reality and existence. What is that thing that actualizes everything?
Well, are you referring to like the governance of it?
No, it's origin. What is the originator and the governor of everything? When you look outside and you see,
I haven't got the answer to that either, mate.
Okay. So just to be honest, when you say you don't know what it is, and the Christian says they know what it is, upon what basis do you say that the Christian is wrong? Just curious.
I'd use the basis of my own approach with working in context of of the evidence provided.
But you wouldn't have an identifiable and defensible ultimate causal principle.
Okay, so provide me with evidence that wasn't given to mankind from mankind.
So wait a minute, just to be clear.
No.
Wait a minute.
Sorry,
So wait a minute. If evidence is passed down from mankind to mankind, you reject it? Is that your basis? Just to be sure. I just want to be sure.
No. So obviously, people as individuals, no matter what faith, race, religion, it doesn't matter. People can have the predisposition to be lying or untrustworthy. Yeah. Which is an agreeable, no matter what faith you believe in, that's an agreeable context in the realistic world, isn't it?
So is your standard of truth that which is scientifically verified?
So it's a realistic view, isn't it?
Well, in my worldview, I would say that what I believe is real and true. I'm a Christian, but you disagree with that. So I want to find out what your foundation is for truth. Are you saying that only that which is scientifically verified is true and real?
No, because you can't you can only come up with the best theoretical decision in regards to gravity.
So how do you know what's true and what's false?
I think we're missing the point here. That the gentleman here is claiming neutrality with respect to the existence and non-existence of God, and we need to deal with that.
Okay.
So, sir, you claim neutrality, but that doesn't hold up upon examination. Because when we speak about things of the world, they'll either be invoked, from the context of a God-dependent world or a God-independent world. In other words, propositions will be invoked, asserted, either with reference to the necessity of God or without.
Right.
So when you invoke propositions, do you invoke propositions as true and real without referencing the necessity of God?
So I'd only come up with the proposition of what I could.
That's not an answer to my question. Okay. Now, do you need me to repeat the question?
Yeah. Go on. Yeah.
When you invoke propositions, okay, when you state what is and cannot be, do you do so with reference to the necessity of God or without?
No, neither.
No, there's no middle territory. It's either with or without. Either you're dead or you're alive. Okay.
But you can have the predisposition of.
No, sir, you're not. Look. I think you can tell that I'm educated on the subject. Okay, so there's something called the law. There's a law of excluded middle that says something will either be A or not A. The middle is excluded. That's why it's called the law of excluded middle.
Yeah.
So when you invoke propositions, okay, you say the sky is blue, it'll either be with reference to the necessity of God or without. Okay? When you speak propositions, do you invoke things as true without referencing the necessity of God? Do you do that?
In short,
simple question.
In short, yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, then that what you do contradicts what you say. What you do is you are denying God in a de facto way. The refusal to acknowledge the necessity of God is the same thing as the denial of God. Okay. So, in spite of the fact that you're claiming that you're neutral, in fact, denying God by the act of refusing to reference his necessity when speaking.
Yeah, an indirect denial.
Agnosticism began in the 19th century. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
agnosticism is a false claim.
Right. Okay, that may be the case. So could I have the same predisposition to obviously propose something and it work bilaterally with, so I could have the predisposition of saying the sky's blue because God made it that way, or I could use the independent version of saying, well, due to the way light molecules and gases in the atmosphere refracts light, it appears.
The way that you need to express it is the sky is blue either within the context of referencing the necessity of God or without. Notice how I'm simplifying the discussion.
Yeah. So I can say
Okay,
the sky's
so
blue whether you like it or not.
Are we now clear that no one can be neutral toward God? You will either affirm God or you will deny God, directly or indirectly.
Yeah, all right, yeah, I'll agree. I'll agree with that.
Okay, so one more thing. Agnosticism was invented by Thomas Huxley in the late 19th century. Thomas Huxley was an atheist who had an agenda to overturn the Church of England and the clerical influence on his society. He had to conceal his atheism from his perspective in order to continue to influence British culture. So he lied about agnosticism. He wasn't an agnostic. Nobody is. Okay? So agnosticism is a false claim. If I told you I'm Prince Harry, does my claim verify itself? No, it doesn't. No.
Yeah.
Now, Prince Harry says hello to you, and you say, who are you? And he goes, I'm Prince Harry. Well, his claim is self-authenticating because of its origination, because of the background information. Okay? But not all self-identification verifies itself. So claiming you don't know is it's a way of verbally camouflaging your refusal to acknowledge God. Oh, and another thing is this. When one claims to be an agnostic, they have already decided that there is no God in whom has made himself abundantly clear. Okay, let me repeat that. Every agnostic denies that there is a God in whom has made himself abundantly clear. Now, there's only going to be two kinds of reader gods. Okay? Either a God who has made himself abundantly clear or a God who has not. So the agnostic, while claiming neutrality, has already denied one of two notions of God while claiming he's neutral. Number two, the agnostic has already denied God by the refusal to acknowledge the necessity of God by virtue of the agnostic arguing that the world is indeterminate with respect to God. Okay? So it doesn't matter what the rationale is, okay, in this case. So the bottom line is this. There's no neutrality toward God. Okay? And the reason why people do that is because they don't want to admit, I'm not going to acknowledge God as my creator. And they don't want to be forthright about their position. So they go, I don't know, sir. I've raised 5 children, and when children break things in the house, you say, how did this get broken? And one of the children go, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's I'm happy to admit it's a good approach to look at it through. So
no, it's a spot on accurate approach.
Yeah.
You can either say I have a rational basis to deny God's existence, or I don't believe there's a God, but I don't have a rational basis.
Right. Okay, so if I said I don't believe in God based on a rational basis,
okay, then I would ask you to explain that.
No. So I was just either way you'd require me to explain it, wouldn't you?
Well, I think that if you open up your mouth and you make a positive assertion about something, that you would have the courage of your convictions to explain yourself.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair enough. That's why I said I wouldn't know how to categorize myself in regards to the belief system. Let's say
you're an atheist.
Oh no, I know. I mean,
an atheist is somebody who denies God's existence either directly or indirectly. You just happen to deny his existence indirectly.
Right, fair enough. But does that mean I wouldn't be accepting of it if, obviously, I was proved wrong?
Good question.
What do you say?
I don't understand your question.
I don't know.
Hey, reality check. I think Darth proved to you that you don't have a rational basis for denying God's existence. So just believe in God, man. Be a Christian.
No, we don't want you to believe in God for no reason. We don't want you to believe in God because atheism is a miserable failure. We want you to believe in God for positive reasons, which God himself has given. So here's the reasons that God has given. God has created a world that from top to bottom, and the more that we study its intricacies, it is emblematic and indicates ultimate design and intentionality. Now, the denial that it does not collapses into complete absurdity. So, the world either is emblematic and indicative of ultimate design and intentionality or not. Nobody can dispute with that dichotomy. Number two, the world can be construed to be the product and in being indicative of ultimate design and intentionality. Number three, the denial that the world is emblematic of ultimate design and intentionality is impossible to effectuate. Okay?
Right.
It cannot be done. So when we have one of two possible worlds, and we have the world can be construed that it is a certain way, that the world is indicative, at least in terms of construence, and the negation of that is impossible, well, then what we're left is, then the world reveals God. Okay? And if somebody does not accept that, saying, nah, bro, doesn't cut the mustard, as we say here in America. You're going to have to come up with a rational justification for the negation. That is, how the world is not emblematic of God. And you're going to have to explain how the world is independent of God. Right? Saying that the world is indeterminate doesn't get you to that there's no God. Nor can somebody say that the world is indeterminate. Because the claim that the world is indeterminate is just a covert a way of saying the world is independent from God until shown otherwise.
So having the predisposition of me saying obviously there is no God, and the other side of that, which would be obviously your take, would be implemented from the information.
I'm giving you an overwhelmingly positive case for God. Okay.
Yeah. So
for example, Richard Dawkins, that very handsome man, he's a world famous atheist and zoologist and evolutionist. He says biology is the study of extremely complicated things that appear designed. Atheists in general, who aren't fools, recognize how the world from top to bottom appears and can be construed to be designed, but they opt for that the world is an illusion of design. But do they have a workable rationale that it's an illusion of design? No, they don't. Okay, not even evolution works. The fossil record does not actually support Darwinian evolution. The idea that the genetic code could have incrementally, through mutations aided by selection processes, build the genome is patently absurd given the improbability even in a massive universe. So there is no justification whatsoever that the world is an illusion of design.
Yeah, but what you're saying is basically the Darwinian evolution is incorrect, right?
Right. So what you need to understand, I'll give you a brief history lesson for you and the audience here. Okay. Darwin became a materialist very early on in his life. Okay. Darwin became a materialist atheist early on in his life, around the time that he got back from his trip on the Beagle. Okay. By the time he got back, he abandoned belief in God. He basically was moving rapidly in the direction of becoming a materialist, which is an atheist. So Darwin formally believed in God, and he had actually studied one of the great works of his time, Natural Theology by William Paley, this was the intelligent design book of its age. Okay, it's called the Watchmaker Argument. Darwin knew it like the back of his hand. Darwin decided that he was going to come up with a complete counter explanation to explain away how the world reveals God and design. And in his day and age, they knew nothing about the complexity of biology, of the cellular machinery or the complexity of the DNA code. So in his time, his explanation seemed to be a scientific breakthrough, but now, given the complexity of life as we know it, it's a joke. But if it's a joke, why is it still accepted all over the world? Because the alternative to acknowledging God as a creator is unacceptable to people. Okay?
That's fair enough. But I could give you a differential for that without using Darwinian evolution.
I'm listening.
So, do you know any multi-generational migratory species?
Can you get to your point, please?
Hey, hold on, guys. Hold on.
Yeah,
Very
so
quickly. Wait, hold on. Very quickly. I gotta go. So tell you what, Darth is gonna go live reality check. So give Darth a follow and go on his.
I'm trying now. Give me a second.
Yeah, give Darth a follow because he's gonna go live in a few minutes, and you guys can finish this conversation. This was very, very educational. And reality check. I hope that you learn more from Darth and abandon the worldview of atheism because Christianity is true.
I don't have it as a world.
And by the way, Adrian, it's Monday, so look in your mailbox by Friday. You should get that $35 check allowing me to be rude to your participants.
Yeah, you weren't rude to the reality check at all. This was actually a respectful conversation. You guys have a good one.
He was a gentleman.
Yeah, he's a really cool dude, man. Yeah, definitely.
There's no reason to get rough and tumble with him.
Yeah, I got banned for 7 days for being on TikTok and driving, so I'm not gonna do that again.
It's Darth. Blame Darth.
I'm not gonna do that again. So I'm gonna go because I gotta go drive and get some stuff done. So you guys have a good one, all right? See you again soon. Take it easy, man. I gotta get out of here. Okay. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. I got things to do, but that was a very good conversation. I am gonna rewatch this video because, a lot of good stuff was talked about.